Then maybe holiness isn't gold, but the broken stories we never told. Maybe heaven's just a word we speak when we're... New track, let's go!
You already know. Some guy from Louisville. Coming up.
What up, everybody? It's your boy SGFL, man, and we are back with another video you dig. And we are back once again, man. Rotten Messiah back in the building with us, tapping in with us, dropping off 2 more of them things for us. You feel me? We just had Rotten Messiah on the channel, I believe, like 2-3 days ago. He gave us that Blessed Be the Broken. I'm actually going to link that video because I think a lot of people need to see that and hear it, man. He's actually been a voice for the ones who feel like they're the voiceless, the unseen, the unheard out here, man. I think it's a powerful message in there. I think a lot of people will be appreciative of. So that track will be at the end of this one, man, so you can roll right over and get some more Rotten Messiah in your life. But up next, man, the 2 new tracks we're gonna rock out to, man, is Hell of a Bromance. He said this was off his came from an album called Poetry of Penance. I hope I'm saying that right. Poetry of Penance. All right, so we're gonna rock that one, and then the other one is The Cross and the Mirror. He says coming up off an upcoming album, Sermons of the Sleepless. All right, so we're gonna take a listen to that as well, man. So if you got any idea who Rotten Messiah is, or if it's your first time, you're gonna be in for a treat. All right, so like always we do with these, man, we're gonna check out the first track, Hell of a Bromance. You know what I'm saying, about finding friends in unlikely places. And then we're gonna have a discussion. Then we're gonna roll right over to The Cross and the Mirror. We're gonna bring it on home, man. So without further ado, let's jump into it, man. Once again, it's the Rotten Messiah, Hell of a Bromance. Let's go. Hell of a Bromance.
We met on a night when the sky felt numb. I said, God hates questions, he said, same, welcome. He poured me a drink, called eternal unrest. Said, cheers to the ones having labels a mess. We bonded over trauma from divine neglect. Shared a couple jokes about the ones that left. He said, they blame me for everything under. Then laughed so hard the flames cracked under. We talked all night about the roads we were assigned. He said I ain't evil, just badly defined. And before I left, he grinned with respect. He even got me a locket off Placelle engraved on the neck.
Me and Lucifer.
Left my BF.
Lucy will talk to me.
No hoops, no tests.
God won't reply.
Guess he blocked my number. Maybe he's tired of doing all that rape and plunder. I told him my problems, he said, bro, same. Been blacklisted by heaven, but praised in the flame. We kick it in brimstone like it's beachfront sand. He said, God ghosted you, man, join the band. He hyped me up.
Join the band.
My word said, God made you loud, that's your hellborn birth. We laugh about prophets and theological blunder. Play cornhole using halos they left down under. He said, bro, your family, we matched the reject. I gripped my pen and he had custom check. A silver chain shining like firelight breath. A little heart-shaped locket marked R+L, he the best.
Me and Lucifer.
That might be FF.
Lucy will talk to me.
No hoops, no tests.
God won't reply.
Guess he blocked my number. Maybe he's tired of doing all that rape and plunder. We hit the clouds later, caused a holy scene. Lucy said, bro, watch this and unplug the seraphim. We swapped out the hymn book for a playlist of screams. He said, heaven's too quiet, needs rotten in the seams. We roasted the saints for this spyless rose. He said, bro, those dudes ain't seen real life's woes. We rewrote commandments with sarcasm blessed. Said that thou shalt chill and thou shalt not stress. Then we broke into heaven's dusty, lost and found. Took a couple halo walls and wore them upside down. And laughing like sinners with a lifetime left. He gave me a fist bump, said, bro, you're the best.
Me and Lucifer.
Yeah, that's my dude. Pulls me from the fire when I'm misunderstood.
God hit block.
So I switched my sender. Now Lucy hits back like a first responder.
Me and Lucifer.
That's my day one friend. He don't judge my scars, don't try to make me bend. If heaven's too holy for the likes of me, then hell's where the real ones stand. Troy.
Me and Lucifer.
That's my BM.
Y'all see real rap for me.
No hoops, no tests.
God won't reply.
Guess he blocked my number. Maybe he's tired of doing all that rape and plunder.
Me and Lucifer.
Till the fire runs out, till Miss under the side. With 2 call me obsessed, cause me and Lucifer.
Yeah, that's my BFF.
All right, y'all. This was Rotten Messiah's first track, Hell of a Bromance, man. And Hell of a Bromance it is, man. He got, it's funny, they did say, you know what I'm saying, Lucifer is the minister of music, you know what I'm saying? So this is a complete unexpected friendship, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they begin the night where they feeling like abandoned, having a drink, and they're both talking about being misunderstood. And that bond instantly just like is shared and grown over the trauma of like divine neglect and those rigid roles that they have been forced into, you know. And like Lucifer is really revealing that he's truly not evil, he's just misdefined. You know what I'm saying? I always think when I see this, I look at it like in the whole animated show or the animated pictures we had, these still shots, it's like South Park, you know, the Satan and South Park and Satan and Saddam thing, them together, you know, that whole ordeal. It's almost similar to that in like a different aspect. You know, it's what the first thing pops in my mind with, but it's more so like she's really treating I think Rotten Messiah as like he's giving him more honesty, you know what I'm saying, and respect than like he's saying God ever has. All right, and they swap jokes about, you know what I'm saying, back about religion and prophets and like heaven's judgmental culture and things like that. And it's like he's really like he's like a locket, gives him a locket as a symbol of their connection. You see he had the RL, you know what I'm saying, for Rotten Lucifer, and they reject that energy, that reject energy, I should say, from like, you know, being cast out or, you know what I'm saying, shunned, like that, becomes like the glue to their friendship. You know what I'm saying? They really realizes that Lucifer really accepts him fully without hopes, without jumping through hoops and without expectations, you know. And then their bond grows as more and more goes on, man. They really start to cause a little mischief together in the heavens, you know what I'm saying? They really, you know, unplugging those angelic instruments and like mocking the saints, you know, spotless perfection, rewriting some commandments, and then laughing like lifelong friends, you know. And then through this rebellious adventure, Lucifer consistently, he's showing his loyalty, his encouragement, and his understanding. You know, these qualities that he feels like, Roger feels like God has really denied him. You know, it's how he aspect it. And by the end, he really embraces Lucifer as a true day one friend, day one companion, someone who has never judged him by his scars and always really rides for him. You know, even if heaven is too holy for people like them, he really chooses that fiery loyalty of a friend who actually listens, and proudly calling Lucifer his eternal BFF. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I see this, I can't get out of my head that whole South Park ordeal, man. Iconic in that show in and of itself, man. But once again, it's the minister of music, you know, and it's the BFF, you know, he rides for him, and he's really turning his song like he made a friend. They got a friend together, and they're going to be inseparable with this. All right, that was just the first one. Hey, Rotten Messiah is a trip, man. So we're going to jump right over into this next track, The Cross and the Mirror. Let's go.
I knelt before the cross, waited for a sign, but the wood just stared like an empty shrine. Candles flickered like they knew the lie, smoke curling up like a last goodbye. I whispered prayers to a hollow frame, hoping someone sacred might say my name. But the silence answered deep and clear, like a truth I was never meant to hear. I searched for God at the cross, but he never showed up there. All
That beat's tough, huh?
Hanging heavy in the air. So I turned around and saw myself, the only witness in the mirror. And damn, the truth hit harder when the face of God was clearer. I found him staring back at me in the cross and the mirror. I walk the aisles of an empty church, ghosts of him still on the perch. The stained glass poured its fractured light, painting saints who lost their fight. I asked the choir carved in stone, why does heaven feel like a home I've never known? But the marble eyes just stay resigned, like they Grown tired of mankind. I searched for God at the cross, but he never showed up there. All I found was dust and echoes, hanging heavy in the air. So I turned around and saw myself, the only witness in the mirror. And damn, the truth hit harder. When the face of God was clearer, I found him staring back at me in the cross and the mirror. If divinity's a myth we chase, a shadow cast on an empty place, then maybe holiness isn't gold, but the broken stories we never told. Maybe heaven's just a word we speak when we're too afraid to look and see. The only power we'll ever feel is the moment we admit what's real. I searched for God at the cross, but he never showed up there. But in the mirror there I was, breathing truth into the air. And maybe that's the sacred part, the one no scripture made clearer. When the only God that answered back was the one inside the mirror.
Hey, Rock can make a track
Back
though.
at me in the cross in the mirror.
Fantastic beat with this one, Messiah, man. All right, y'all, that was the second track up from Rotten Messiah, man. The cross and the mirror. And then the truth hit harder. When I say God's face was clearer. Hey, man. I found him staring back at me in the cross in the mirror, and then beat drop. Tough. Come on. And man, guys, I can just see the video for that now, man. It's gonna be all kind of RGB, neon lights spinning out of control. You're gonna be falling through an endless pit, just almost like you're in a trance, man. I'm telling you. That's a song I see the visual for already, man. I really like this is more so breaking it down. It's like a desperate search for God in like traditional and religious spaces, you know, saying kneeling at the cross, wandering through like the empty church aisles and speaking to silent statues, you know what I'm saying? Every symbol of faith he turns to really, and it's really offered only like emptiness, you know, like flickering candles that feel like lies. Stained glass that fractured sacred stories, you know, and then the marble stained, the marble saints, I should say, marble saints too tired, you know, to like to answer the questions that someone might have. You know what I'm saying? It's really like the science becomes a powerful truth in its own, you know, revealing that mostly that divine presence, once again, that heavenly presence is like that he expected is nowhere to be found in these kind of places, in the places that he was taught to look, man. You know what I'm saying? Dust, echoes, absence really fills the air where faith was supposed to actually live, you know what I'm saying, in abundance. And that realization for him really like a realization leads him to the mirror, where he discovers that what he's been seeking has always been within himself, that the face of God becomes his own reflection, really. And they suggesting that the holiness is not found in relics, not found in like rituals and like or the distant heavens, man, but it's in that raw honesty of acknowledging one's inner truth. You know what I'm saying? One's inner peace, one's inner understanding, man. It really questions that nature of divinity. You know what I'm saying? It's concluding that maybe heaven is just a word for what we're afraid to really confront, you know, and the real power comes from admitting what is real, you know, and in the end, the mirror is not a cross. You know, it's not the cross. It only offers the only answer, which is like revealing the God that exists inside the inner self is the one you rather have above it all. You know what I'm saying? Like really that he exists inside the self rather than above it. You know what I'm saying? He exists inside you over, you know what I'm saying, looking down upon you from the clouds and from the cosmos, things like that, man. He's always there with you right in here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's is different, you know, everybody got a different outlook, everybody got a different experience, everybody got a different understanding. But more so, like, you gotta understand that when you hear yourself talk, when you hear that voice in your head, when you have that gut feeling, that consciousness in you, You know, people that correlate that to the Lord, to God, like that. It's you. It's your speaking. It's your vast majority. It could be, you know, say, connected to the divine, to the divinity as well too, man. But everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? You can look at that cross in the mirror and you really see yourself. They always said mirrors are portals. Mirrors are portals, and they're a portal to the soul. Like the eyes are like a stairway or portal to the soul. Mirrors are a portal as well. You know, you're looking back at something. Hey, it gets deep. It gets deep. And do some research on some mirrors for real, man. I'm thinking a lot of people will get an understanding of this, man. You know, like the power that a reflection actually has, man. When you're looking at yourself in a mirror, you're really looking at a different dimension. But we're gonna get off on that something completely different. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to get too big headed. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to go too deep right now. This is for the music. So I'm gonna have all the information once again for the Rotten Messiah linked in the description below. Make sure you guys tap in with them, man. Of course, and when that Sermons of the Sleepless drops, make sure you guys tap in with that as well too, man. Especially if you want to hear more of this kind of message in the music, man. You want to be more so entertained and just hear a different perspective from, you know what I'm saying, different walks of life, everything like that, man. Always support the artists, support the creators, support the independents, support the up and coming. So I always implore you guys to always share the music out there, man. Put in your social medias, all that kind of stuff. Tag, credit the artists, giving that proper respect, man. Let other people be blessed with the sights and sounds of these artists, man. Because you never know, that share can really change the trajectory of one of these artists' careers. You never know who might see it, how far it might get, who it may reach, and things like that, man. So why not just do a good deed, help out a musician, man. You know what we do for on this channel, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too for your boy. You know, I upload videos almost every single day, showcasing, pedestalizing, spotlighting these artists. I'm gonna continue to do so as long as you guys continue to come back and rock with your boy, man. Always an honor, always a pleasure, man. From me to you, till next time, and it will be soon. It's your boy SGFL. I'm out.